All right, we've been weighing in on the news of the day with a senator, a military hero, and now we're going to turn to someone who understands how the courts work and also the military. He's a former federal prosecutor as well as a U.S. Marine. He is John Deaton. He joins us right now. John, great to have you on the show, buddy.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
It's an honor to have you on, and you know how the law enforcement system works when you have such a massive case as this and the stakes are high. 24 hours in, we've got a photo, but not an ID. We've got a gun. We've got some suggestions of motivation that may be ideological. Tell us, with your learned eye and all the years in the criminal justice system, what are you seeing and where do you think this will ultimately end up?
Well, I'd be very surprised, John, that if we don't have a suspect in custody in the next 48 hours. You know, a lot of people are talking about this looking like a professional hit. I mean, 200 yards isn't that far with a high-scoped rifle.
Yeah.
If you practice, you can make that shot. But what suggests to me that this was a planned assassination is the fact that there was an exit plan clearly instead of, a last-minute emotional decision to take action by a novice. There had to be people who assisted this person before and after the fact. And so I'm sure the FBI is taking down every lead they can. In a situation like this, they're going to get leads that go nowhere. But I'm pretty confident that they're going to get this guy and hopefully everyone connected that helped him.
Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah, John, I assume they are already on the ground, but as of a little while ago, the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, and the deputy director, Dan Bongino, were on their way to Utah. Does that augur good for you or bad for you? Because good that all hands are on deck, but bad that maybe they feel like they have to step in.
Yeah, but I also think that the FBI is not going to tell us everything that they know. And in fact, they may even do a little misdirection and make it seem like they're far away from the suspect than they really are. And so Kash Patel going to Utah, to me, is a sign that they're on the scent and he wants to be a part of this collar.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think they are. That's it, the reporting that we've had today. They've made some good progress. When you look at it, obviously a domestic component happened on our soil, on a college campus. Any concern that there could be a foreign component as well, or foreign radicalization involved in this?
I mean, that's always a threat, especially when, the previous 4 years we had, open borders and about 12 million people, including folks on the terror watch list, got through. So it's always a risk and a possibility. But I have to tell you, this was an attack not just against Charlie, but an attack against our republic. And so I'm very confident that the FBI is going to put everything they have into it, and we're going to get answers. I mean, they have clear video of this individual. They said they're not going to release it yet. So I think they're hopefully closer to an arrest more than people think.
I think that's right.
So if we determine that a foreign government was behind this, you've got a foreign country assassinating a public figure, beloved public figure, on U.S. soil. What does that mean for a response?
It means a very firm, direct, no-nonsense response. If there's credible evidence that a foreign adversary executed an American citizen, a high-profile political citizen on American soil, I'm very confident that President Trump, and I think most Americans would be behind very decisive action.
Yeah, I bet that's right. We've seen it before. We know it will happen if it's required. You had a very eloquent post on X that I think gets us above the 30,000-foot level for a second. We have lost the ability to have a civil debate in America. That's what Charlie was trying to recreate. When someone takes that out, how do we make sure we don't lose the path to that civil debate again?
Well, listen, the father in me, I was at my daughter's softball practice, and I realized that this 31-year-old young man is never going to get to experience that. Those young kids of his are never going to get to experience their father cheering them on in a soccer event or a sports event. And so the man, the Marine, the father in me, of course, you want retaliation. But what I hope happens is people realize that Charlie was doing it the right way. Our our republic was formed in heated debate. You know, Hamilton, Alexander couldn't stand each other, but they used words and persuasion, just as Charlie was doing. He literally was going around the world saying, this is what I believe, why I believe it. Now, why don't you come prove me wrong? Let's engage in that civil debate. So I hope that there isn't a chilling impact. I hope 1,000 Charlie Kirks are born from this incident.
That would be the ultimate outcome. It really would.
I want to shift gears to another sad day today. 24 years since 9/11. Next year is the 25th year, which also happens to coincide with our 250th birthday for our country. What does it look like 24 years later?
You know, I was thinking about this earlier today. In the divided world that we live in, it is so divided. And I sadly question if 9/11 happened today, would it be politicized? Would it be, you know, two tribes yelling at each other that, you know, the other tribe doesn't love America? Or would we come together and unite? You know, I'm eternally an optimist. I have my pessimistic days, but, you know, America came together after 9/11, and it showed us the strength that we have when we unite. And it gives us hope that we can find that common ground again. And hopefully our elected leaders who use words like Nazi, monsters, traitors, threats of democracy, that they'll bring that dehumanizing rhetoric down and get back to our roots of what make us a great nation.
Now, from your brilliant lips to God's ears, we need to achieve that soon, because we got to bring the temperature down. We got to get the we back in America, and I know you've worked your whole life to make that happen. John Deaton, great honor to have you on the show tonight. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
It is my honor. Thank you very much.
All right. What a great conversation. What a great guy. All right. After the commercial break, it's time to evaluate the media. I think you've got a grade you're going to give them, but we're going to make sure you have all the facts. David Bazell from the Media Research Center will be with us to break down some of the most awful takes from the mainstream media after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Get ready. Get a squeezy doll. You're going to be angry. We're going to have it next right after these messages.